Hello and welcome. In this devlog, I want to talk about new enemies and drawing for N1L-Runner. Yup, last video was uploaded nearly a month ago, and I wasn't wasting this time. I was actually drawing so long, and at this point I have more than 2 GB of compressed recordings of me drawing sprites, and I don't even know where and how to use all of these recordings, because it's just too much for one video. So, it might be that I'd add fragments of these recordings to later videos from time to time. Anyway, let's get to the subject of this video. I created 7 enemies with main focus on changing player movement patterns and adding some additional challenges to the game. I'd say that this enemies is closer to elements of the maze than ordinary mid-back enemies. You don't need to kill all of them. Your task in this game is survival, as it was stated in previous video. Dodging some enemies to survive is the right way to go for Nil. He wasn't created to fight and not effective at this task. Furthermore, you don't want to even touch some enemies, but you better focus other or they'll shoot you in the back later. It adds some variety and demands player to think tactically, but we'll get to it in more details later. For now, let's look at the first of the enemies that Nil encounters on his way. This is a little informational bot that should have been given info and tasks to other programs, but now he's under control of the virus and would try to follow Nil if he is inside of this robot. His main goal is to get close, pretending that he isn't a threat, and then overload his systems to explode. Next one is this crab-like building bot. He is sort of a mothership for small building bots. The virus had almost no effect on this crab, but small bots turned into targeted rockets. Crab himself acts as he acted before virus, except one thing. If Nil touches or attacks him, Crab goes to rage state and starts acting faster, turning from a little problem to a real threat that can create dozens of rockets in a short period of time. Next one is simple. Ordinary flying drone that might carry explosives, files that you want to collect, or target. Not very dangerous in itself, but sometimes makes you change your way through level in some ways, like targeting you or making you interested in collecting additional files. This is my favorite one. Her name is Prey, and she is sort of waited for apocalypse, virus or something like that, and now she is just going to the wall of corruption, ignoring everything around her. But she isn't as simple as she looks. If she touches wall of corruption, Prey turns to Hunter, and after that point she is the worst threat for Nil, fast, dangerous and nasty. This is the example of enemy that you want to focus on before it's too late. Coming next is Watcher, simple surveillance system of the computer that virus uses to find Nil, and it even acquired an ability to shoot bursts of energy through this eyes. And the last enemy finished for now. This is a simple message delivery bot. Not very hostile even after corruption, it just flies forward and not trying to attack, but zigzag-like trajectory of its movements makes player keep this bot in mind when deciding where to go. My work pipeline for drawing such sprites consists of 5 main steps. First, idea and goal. At this step I'm thinking about how enemy might affect gameplay. As I said, in this game I was thinking mostly about restricting and altering movement patterns for player. For example, goal of first enemy that I showed is to not let player run on the floor without danger. Second, outline. At this step I decide size of the canvas relative to Nil's sprite and then draw outlines using black color to get better understanding of size and how detailed the sprite can be. If I don't feel like it shows shape that I wanted to show, I add some colors on additional layer. Third, coloring and shading. After finishing these outlines, I start adding color. First, plain colors to see if it fits sprite and choose palette. Then I add a lot of attention to shading and adding shapes using color. I see style of this game as style with a lot of curves and oval shapes, so showing depth and smoothness of shapes is important. Fourth, detailing. This step isn't necessarily needed for all of the sprites, but detailing is important for bigger ones. If you look on Crab without details, he'd look quite plain and boring. So, bigger the sprite, more detailing it needs. Fifth step is animating, of course. When sprite is finished, I start thinking about what animations do I need to make. Most of them I already know from first step, but sometimes sprite itself gives additional ideas that might be useful. I used this pipeline for all of the sprites and it worked quite good for me. Most of the artists use colored shapes in place of outlines for the second step, but I don't like this approach for my robotic characters. It works quite good when you need to draw humans or something where proportions are important. But when it comes to robots, you can consciously break proportions and shapes. It will work and even look interesting because it's still readable but don't look like something common for view. For this reason, mine starts processing it and add even more details than it really has. And the last thing I wanted to talk about in this devlog is the wall of corruption itself. I actually made it first right after uploading the last video and even implemented it in the game, so there is at least one in-game footage in this video. This wall is inspired by the fallen symbols from Matrix movie, but I decided to go for now with symbols that only moves but not quail-like behavior from the movie itself. I was worried that it won't look good when I was watching it in the editor, but it looks quite nice in the game. So now it's animated, working, and it even kills Neil. What a nice wall. Plans for the next video are implementing all of these enemies, getting started with GUI, background with parallax effect, and then start working on the first boss. Yep, I already have an idea of first boss, upgrades that Neil will get from this boss, and stuff like that. But I'm thinking that boss and creating final version of first level is task that I might not get into the next devlog, but I'll get to it as soon as finish with other plans anyway. Thanks for watching, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. I'd love to know if you liked this devlog, and of course, share your ideas about ways to make this content better. Stay safe, have a good day, and bye!